is being.
Barely heard you. I hope you're doing well. So I know we are being recorded. Let me turn on the, oh, I think you can see me okay. Well, I do need the light for myself. We're going to go over a couple of important things, and I'm talking to the person who's here and hopefully everyone else who will watch this. Again, we're going to start a new section today, but what's more important is the exam coming up. So let me upload a few things. And it doesn't hurt to do it now. I'm going to use this, upload a set of notes. And we're going to go over the notes. Okay. Let's double check. Okay, guys, welcome back. We are recording. I'm going to make a couple of important announcements. And we have one student in class, of course. The student can ask anytime. I'll see if I can minimize using names, but occasionally I do, and I don't think it's a private thing. So, guys, exam 1 will be given on June 22nd, okay? I think we have 3 people here. You share, I think, could one person confirm if they can see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Wonderful. Okay, we have a couple of people here. Connor, welcome. Jersey, welcome back. Okay, so we are recording. So the exam 1 is on. I'm going to tell you a bunch of things. Things are written here. We're going to go over them in your course outline. If you scroll down in the very first folder, you will see the course outline. And according to the course outline, the exam 1 is on Wednesday. Okay. So that's that. So this is what I'm going to go by here on Monday. Monday is a holiday. We're not going to meet. Don't come here on Monday. Nothing will be recorded. It's a holiday. We meet on Tuesday. We have a full lecture today. I generally record for 1 hour. And of course, when people are here, they can say, hey, do it again, sure, that's fine. But we're going to get to it. So your exam 1 is on June 22nd. I will give you 90 minutes to take the exam. It is a 45 minutes long exam. So you get a little extra time. The exam will be available on BlazeView right here. Quizzes, it won't show, but I'm working on it, okay? So that's not that important. It will probably show up before the 22nd. I will make the exam available from 8 o'clock in the morning, and it will be available for 24 hours. What is that supposed to mean? Well, on the 22nd, if you want to take it, another thing, on the 22nd, we're not physically meeting here. We're not recording anything, okay? I'll be grading your exam, setting things up and all that. It's like, think about taking the exam, going to the classroom and taking the exam. It's the same thing. Now, you do get 90 minutes once you start the exam. The earliest you can start the exam is 8 a.m. in the morning, and it will be available for 24 hours. That translates into the date above is 22nd. So basically, it becomes available at 8 o'clock in the morning on the 22nd, and it shuts down at 8 o'clock on the 23rd. Okay, I'm giving you a little flexibility because it's an online exam. Now, after they take exam, people want to know the grade. I can't keep it open for 5 days, 6 days. It's not going to work. But I'm giving you, that's the concession I can make. It's a 50-minute exam. You have to find a time slot when you're available within 24 hours and take the exam during that time. What else did I say? I think, okay. If you take longer than 90 minutes, okay? I won't be able to grade anything done after the first 90 minutes. It's a 50-minute exam. You're getting 90 minutes, but turn in everything. I don't want to hear things like, oh, it was warning me. Well, yeah, it's going to warn you after 90 minutes. If you were to come to class, I wouldn't give you much more than our class period. My exams are actually 50 minutes long. For mostly, they are designed for 50-minute classes. But if the class is 90 minutes, I give them 90 minutes. I'm trying to do the same thing. You get a little extra flexibility is that you have one 24-hour window to take it. Let's see if people who are here, if they have any question about this. Now, under this, I am going to put what we have done. We're going to have a little bit of geometry, but a big chunk of this will be right here. Let me see if I can find it. We have a little homework here. Somehow I can find it. I'll find it, but I'll take some questions from you guys, okay? I'm going to do it right here, but I'm going to pause there a little bit. See if you guys have any questions. Okay, so your main study guide, I will decide how many problems. We're going to do some problems from area perimeter 1. I would like to include some of them. As of now, I'm going to put some question marks. We'll decide how many we do. But I think, I shouldn't say I think, we have done all these fraction problems. Okay, they are going to be a fair game. You're going to see a bunch of them. Area perimeter, we're going to do a few today. We're going to do a few on Tuesday, and we'll record. If people come, they'll come. They'll tell us do that. If people don't come, we'll record a lecture, and so that's basically our syllabus. If that helps at all. So while you're thinking, I have another class, so I'm gonna post it somewhere else, but I'm listening to you guys, and we will be happy to continue our class or lecture and record some problems. That's the goal. So I did announce, I don't want to hear, I didn't know the exam was on, and I'm talking to the whole class, okay? The people who are here, of course, they know what I'm talking about. I don't want to hear that I wasn't here, I didn't know what was going on. It is an online class, and just because we're giving you some flexibility doesn't mean we can do anything we want. The university wants my grades back by a certain date. They're not going to say, oh, the students couldn't take the exam, so we're going to delay. It doesn't work that way. So make sure you're available and you take the exam on the due date. Okay. Now, since we have a couple of people, if you want me to do anything from geometry, from fractions, I will do them. I'll be happy to. And other than that, we're going to do geometry. Geometry is a new section for us. And it is also the notes part in this class. The name of the class is mathematical reasoning. So I try to minimize a lot of lecture. I know that you guys know some of the basic things. You've had some of the geometry classes. So we jump into problems. So here is a set of notes that I'm going to use. It's very basic, very basic. And I'm going to actually access it from another folder, but it's here. And that's what I'm trying to show and record. It's in the notes folder. Okay. So let's get this and see if we have, again, if you guys want me to do anything, you have to just tell me, could you do that? Could you do that? Could you do that fraction problem? Another example, you just have to tell me. And I'm accessing my notes. Okay, guys. So okay. So the concept of area and perimeter are not too alien to us. Okay, we have seen it. Doesn't matter where you have seen it. This is not the first class you took where geometry was discussed. So what's a unit square, guys? A unit square. So I'm going to go to a little page that I have, Polypath. So what's a square? A square has 4 sides and all angles are right angles. There's a blue square. I don't know why it can be. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm going to find out how to make it a little bigger. One second. Well, cheating, but okay. Here's a square. We call it a unit square when each side is 1 unit. 1 unit could be 1 inch, could be 1 mile, could be 1 foot, doesn't matter. It's a unit square when each edge is 1 unit. And all sides are the same because it's a square. That's how we write it. And all angles are right angles. And that's how we write it. Okay, that's what we mean by a unit square. Now, what do we mean by the perimeter? Well, so let's see. So, well, let's do area first. Okay, makes sense to do area first. I'm going to take this and bring it to my little page and explain something to you guys. So, and you want to understand this, and I am not going to ask you to define it for me on the exam, but if you don't understand it, you're not going to be able to follow some of the problems. What's a unit square? A unit square is a square that's 1 unit on each edge. What do we mean by the word area? How many unit squares does it take to cover a shape? Okay, so if this, it says that the pink squares are unit squares, so how many? How many does it take to cover the shape? Well, let's see. Let's count it carefully. Give me 1 second. I need a tool to count, okay? If you feel like I'm just looking for things, because there are a few things I have on my screen that you can't see. Okay, how many? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the area of this shape is 12. That's one way to do it. You can simply count, or you can say, oh, I can do better. I am going to just say this has 4. Well, let's change the color. I can just say this has 4 squares and it has 3 rows of 4 squares. Okay. So I can say, oh, that's easy. It has 4 squares on each row and it has 3 rows. So altogether, I better have 3 times 4 or 12. And that's why we simply define the area of a rectangle. We simply multiply 3 by 4 or length by width. This is the length of the rectangle, which is 3 units. This is the width of the rectangle, which is, sorry, the length of the rectangle is 4 units. The width of the rectangle is 3 units. If we multiply, that really gives us the number of unit squares in the whole rectangle. That's how we calculate area. Excuse me. And that's what area means. Let me pause here a little bit since we have people in the room. I just don't want to do a little, you know, I don't want to turn it into a roller coaster ride, but the ones they are here, the ones that are here, they can ask, that are here, they can ask me questions. Can you explain it again? Can you do that again? All those things. Are we okay, guys? Okay. So we're going to move on then. Same thing. What's perimeter? Well, let's find out. The perimeter is the length of the outer boundary. We have a highway in Valdosta, a perimeter highway, because it's the boundary of the city. So using that kind of an argument, perimeter is the length of the outer boundary of a two-dimensional shape. So if I claim these squares are unit squares, and I'm talking about the perimeter, I am talking about the perimeter of the outer boundary. How many do I have? 4 here. These are lengths. These are, I'm not counting the squares, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you walk along the green line, which now I'm turning blue, you're going to be walking, and it's, my lines are not perfect. You're going to be walking 4 on top, 4 on the bottom, 4 units, plus 4 units, plus 3 units, plus 3 units, which turns out to be 8 plus 6 is 14, if I'm not mistaken. And the unit is going to be just units, not unit squares. That's what we mean by perimeter. Perimeter is the length of the outer boundary of a shape. Let me just double check and see if we are recording. Okay, so let's do a couple of problems. Let's make it a little more challenging. So how do we find the area and perimeter of a shape? That's a little more challenging. That's a little irregular. Okay, I'll tell you what I mean in a minute. Okay, so I have a funny shape. It's not a rectangle. Now ignore the dotted lines, okay? Well, I can do a better job. Give me 1 second. Let me take give me 1 second. I'll make the picture a little better. Okay. Let's see. Here is my question. I want to find the area and perimeter of this shape, and I am given that each pink square, it doesn't say find area and perimeter, but here is a picture I have. Each pink square is a unit square. I want to find the area and perimeter. I don't have a formula, and many of the problems will do. The formulas won't come in handy directly because you want kids to understand things, not just memorize a bunch of formulas. And that's where education is going. You want kids to understand everything they do. And our students need to understand everything they do too, because you guys will be teaching these things. So I'm going to find the area first. The area is going to be and I'm going to write the perimeter here. Again, those of you who are here, don't be shy. If you don't understand something, you just have to ask. But give me 1 second. I'm kind of new to this software, but it's a very good one. Okay, I need to find the area and the perimeter. Okay, the area is very easy. I need to count the number of squares. The question says these pink squares are unit square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So the area is 16 unit squared. And the perimeter is a little tricky, okay? To find the perimeter, I am gonna count all the edges. If a pink square is a unit square, each edge is 1 unit. That's what unit square means. So I'm going to count it very carefully. I'm going to use red marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. My perimeter is 24 units. No square units. Okay. So we're going to pause here a little bit to see if we have any questions, guys, from anyone. So you have to conceptually understand what we mean by area and perimeter. So that's kind of all the notes we need. And we're going to move on and we are going to start working on some of the problems. All right. And where are the problems? Well, they are here. I will access it through my hard drive. I'll go to a different place, but that's not the point. The point is this is the packet we're working on. I'm going to pick a couple of problems. It's in the problem sets and it's area perimeter 1. I'll try to do all of them. Okay. Actually, not all of them. I just see, and I'm going to skip a couple. And of course, the ones I skip, I'm not going to worry about too much, but the ones I do, they will be listed clearly and all that. So this is the document we are talking about. It's in the notes folder, as you can see right here, area and perimeter in problem, not notes, problem set, and go to problem set, pick area and perimeter. That's the packet we're talking about. The answers are all in the bottom, and some of the problems will be a little challenging for you guys. I know that. That's where we are. Let me grab my stuff and I'll be with you in a minute. Okay. Now, I know I upload Word PDS documents, but I have Word documents that this gives me a little more flexibility. And for this packet, the answers are in the bottom. Okay. Now, I am not going to do 2 and 3. You're not responsible for it. I would like to do maybe apart from here. Okay. It's a little more challenging. And let me see how I can do it. Take this picture. I would like, if you read the question, if you had me for 3190, we have done some of these things. So it's kind of like we're picking up from there. It says these are unit square grid and you have to find the area. So I'm going to find the area of this shape very carefully. Okay, so we're doing number 1. We're going to do just J, maybe I and J. So we'll see. For now, just J. If you need more, you have to tell me, because I don't think it's really that challenging. I'm going to take this very carefully, bring it here. So I am supposed to find the area of this shape. And the best way to do it is to cut it up into rectangles. And how am I going to do it? Everybody cuts things differently. One way. Okay, I know a right triangle is half of a rectangle. We know those things. And I like to cut everything into right triangles and rectangles. Okay, these are unit squares. So this is 1 square, a unit square. So I'm going to carefully count how many are there. So let's try it. Now, I'm going to do the easy ones first. There are 4 of them. You just count 4 squares, 4 unit squares. This one is 2. I can see it. This one is 1 and this one is 3. How about this one right here in the middle? It's a long rectangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 3, 6, 7, 8. 9 times 2 is 18. All right. For this one, this is half of 1 square. So I'm going to write 0.5. And this is half of 4. This is going to be 2. And this is half of 4 squares. There are 4 unit squares in the whole thing. You don't want 4. You're talking about half of 4. That makes it 2. And you have to carefully add all of them together. 18 plus 2 is 20. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. I'm getting 31.5. I am going to check my answer because I messed things up. And if I messed up, I'm going to, of course, double check. But let me, before I check, 18, 23. I feel like I got it right this time, but I'm going to go to my document and check the answer. And you have access to all the answers. This is the last one from number 1. Great, 32.5. Why does it say 28? What did I go? 2018 plus 2 is 20. Let's do it. 18 plus 2, I miscounted, plus 3. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 3, 2, 1. This is 2. Oh, okay. Yeah, I made a bad mistake, guys. This is not 3. This is 4. So let's fix it. Sorry about that. So let's do it once again. Okay. This is not a 3. This is clearly 4. Now let's count it carefully. 18 plus 4 plus this 2 plus this 2 plus this 2 plus this 3 plus this 1. I'm just going to write 1.5. And if you add them very carefully, 18 plus 4 is 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32.5. So our answer is correct now. Easy to mess up. And the unit will be unit squared. I'm going to pause here a little bit to see if people have any questions. Let's do one more from the same packet. Okay. Number 1, let's do one more area problem. Okay, let's try this one. I'll be careful. I'll try not to mess this up. So I'm going to find the area of this shape. There's no formula, just so that you know. There's no magic bullet. All right, I'm going to cut it up into right triangles. And the best way to do it is this. Is that the only way to do it? The answer is no. Okay. So this is half. It's half of a square. And this is half. It's half of another square. This is 3. This is 3, this is 4. Now I have 2 halves here, plus 1. I'm going to just write 2. And these triangles, the 2 I haven't done anything with, it's going to be half of 2 or 1. And now I'm going to add it very carefully. Okay, I'll try not to mess it up. And no matter what, I'm going to check my answer. So 4 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2. And then this one and this one is also here. Instead of writing 0.5 and 0.5, I'm going to write 1. 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 plus 3 is 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, is it really 15? We're going to find out. Unit square. Let's check the answer. Seems like it is 15. Okay. So we did a couple of those, and they are not the hardest ones. They're things that I know you guys know. You've done it in 3190 and in other places. Give you a couple of minutes to process just for the people who are here. And if you want me to do another one, or if you want me to explain something again, you have to talk to me. You have to tell me. All right, so it's not a bad place to get out of this session, okay, and come back to a new session. It's not a bad time to do that. So I'm going to jump out. I'm coming back again. And the next half an hour, we're going to record more sessions. Hopefully, a couple of you who are here, you're going to rejoin us. I'll see you guys soon, hopefully. No matter what, we are recording.